Hi, yes, and higher healing vibrations. Cosmic Cat here. Welcome to my channel. Thank you for being present. This is a very special birthday reading for those of you born June 18th. If your birthday is today, happy birthday. So glad you were born at the same time and space on planet Earth School. I'd like to also give a big happy birthday to my nephew, Casey. I love you. And if you have joined us and it's not your birthday, but you felt guided, welcome. Thank you for being present and showing up. Feel free to hang out, follow your intuition, your gut, as far as what you're meant to do. If you're meant to stay and hang out, maybe you're meant to look up and see where Gemini and Mercury lie in your birth chart. We are also approaching, we're getting close to Cancer season now. This is the last week for Gemini, so maybe you're even feeling a little water sign. Someone is, because usually before I start the reading, when I meditate, things come to me. There's been a little bit of blockages, so I'm not sure if this is, you have a lot of fear going on in your mind right now, and that's preventing you from opening up. But there is some water energy coming into play, coming into view for you. I was guided to pull down my turtle and the octopus. So maybe the turtle or the octopus is significant for you out there. Someone, Gemini, we know that you are a social butterfly. You enjoy conversation. You like to talk. You like to learn. You're an intelligent being, very rational. Sometimes you can be fickle and change your mind frequently. Your beliefs, your affection, your commitments to others. You're a mutable sign, so you typically are open to change. You don't mind change. You have a certain way about you of adapting, transforming. Just want to see what is it? Let me first, before we do that, let's first pull and see what this is about the water. What is this about the Gemini water? Birthday, June 18th. We do have spirit here with us. If you'd like to call in your own ancestors or guides, you may do so at this time. These really flew out. There's too many though. We're going to go with the top two. Actually, go right here. Let's put you right here. Okay. All right, so our top two, we have, so there's something about giving and receiving that's necessary. Giving and receiving. And this affirms that in a way you are binding yourself with your thoughts. All of these swords, they're not all possibly, they could be each of your thoughts that is trapping you. You're trapping yourself. This could be self-destruction, self-destructive behavior, a sort of not wanting to see, in denial about something. But it's going to come undone for you. This is also the number 8. Have you been seeing 8s lately? I do pull an angel number card every day, because these are ways that Spirit tries to connect to us. If you'd like to go ahead and subscribe to my channel and get those notifications, pull an angel number, an angel card, and an animal spirit every day. And this is your card. This is your significator card for your reading. And you have Anima Mundi. We will get into this. First, I want to go ahead and talk about this giving and receiving. Number 6, so it goes from 6 to 8. So something about even numbers. You like even numbers? You are actually born on the 18th, so this has an 8 in it. And that's going to remind me to pause for a moment and look up your birthday, 618. Have you been seeing 618? There's something about numbers. You're getting messages through numbers, and it's important for you to pay attention to them, okay? Know that God is your divine source for abundance, and give any money worries to heaven for healing and transmutation. Your spiritual understanding of money has put you into the divine flow of abundance. The divine flow of abundance, knowing that money is sacred and understanding the spirituality behind money is going to help you with this. So for those of you worried, perhaps here you're worried about your financial situation. Anytime you see 618 or these numbers, 6, we have 8. You are of the self. There is one person in this card. It is your birthday. There are approximately 367,000 people born every day. So please make sure that you're taking what resonates for you and leaving behind for others what does not, okay? We have this black candle. So there's a need to connect to Earth, Mother Earth. Black is very sacred in drawing out negativity. A black tourmaline may be beneficial for you. Black onyx. This, like, especially if you're around computer screens all the time, your phone is attached to you, you're always on a screen, TV, computers, iPad, whatever it is. This helps with reducing the electromagnetic smog that's in the air. It also helps take your negative energy as well. So it'll take that negative energy for transmutation, allowing you, this one's it, allowing you to free up some of your time, okay? This one's it. Okay. So this fear, for someone out there, it is your own illusion that you've created in your mind that you're afraid of that's closed you up. For some of you, these are a combination of your own swords and others. People that you struggle setting boundaries with. People that are in your life, but maybe necessarily it's time to move on from that energy, or at least take a break. Okay? And if it's your energy, then it's important for you to address this. Write yourself letters, burn them under a full moon or a new moon, any moon. I mean, you could do it tonight. Follow your own best judgment and guidance. Spirituality sometimes they have these structures and these rules, but honestly, you have your own ability to really tap into the energy that's available for you, and feeling and knowing your own intuition. And speaking of such, there's something about an ending of a chapter here. Ending of a chapter, giving and receiving, making sure that you're not just taking from others, that you're also giving to others. It's a beautiful, wonderful feeling to have that, and it really shows care, concern. If you've ever gifted someone something that you made, or something that you just really was very sacred to you, then you know how beautiful this feeling is, how special this feeling is for you, okay? So you're being asked to make sure that you have an even keel, a balance of giving and receiving. Now, the Anima Mundi, I'm going to hold this card up for you to allow yourself to feel any feelings that you may feel while you view it. Anything that you may see. This is going to help enhance your own intuition. Allow yourself to be guided by what is your body feeling? How is your body communicating to you by looking at this card? Are you all of a sudden short of breath, or you feel like you're rapidly breathing? Maybe you've extremely felt calm suddenly, or you released some gases, you burped or you tooted. There's a detox that's coming for you there. Maybe you felt really cold, shivering, and then really hot. There are all sorts of ways that you can feel this card. Allow yourself to feel it. We have a star here. There's a balance of your chakras coming into play, alignment. You have 7 main chakras. You are asked to work with the earth chakra and your star chakra as well. We have this star chakra here. Oh, we wanted to say earth star chakra. But there's the need to, so there's the 9. There's 7 main chakras, and then there's 9. There's 2 extensions. There's one that goes to the bottom of the feet. That's the earth chakra. And then there's one that goes to the above the head, and that's above the crown, and that is the star chakra. So working with those energies is really going to help you. There's a need for meditation. If you struggle to shut your mind off, do a guided meditation to help you get into the groove and into the feeling of what it's like to meditate. Hearing someone guide you in a meditation helps reduce your own mind from distracting you from that moment, okay? It's normal if you fall asleep. It's okay. Just keep practicing, because this is a practice. It's something to get your body, your mind, and your spirit, your soul adjusted to. This is a soul card. This is related to the world card in the original tarot. This is everything, all of it. It's here. It's completely related to everything. Anima Mundi, the soul of the world, all that is. Accept all, reject none. This is very difficult to do, isn't it? I mean, accepting all and rejecting none. That is the idea of how we're supposed to live our life, because ideally, if you believe we were created as we have this energy, this life force, this God, creator, higher power, universe, source, spirit, whatever it is that you label or put your name on it, label it as, or place it for your own comfort. It is, if you believe that we are all created by this energy, created by one, and we are all one in essence, then that is something that's sacred, and that's something for us to remember. Rejecting none. How do you not reject someone that has placed harm upon you or your family? So there's a sense of knowing beyond what you know on this earthly realm. A sense of, this is why this is also called Planet Earth School. This teaches us lessons. We come here to learn, and we come here to teach. So yes, we come with the life purpose already. The story is already written for us. The path is already paved. Yet we also still have this free will, and we have these things that spirit realm doesn't really have, and that's the ability to have emotions, to have anger, to have fear, to have love, to have commitment, joy, abundance. We have all of these things here on this realm, whereas it doesn't exist in anywhere else. So there's a sense of wanting to feel. Many come here wanting to feel, wanting to know what that's like, or knowing what it's like, but then unable to reach that again, or have that when you're out, when your soul leaves the body. The body is the vessel that carries our soul, and it's important that we honor it and take care of it as well. How well do we treat our body? How well do we come to terms with thinking of money as a friend versus an enemy? These are all things to think about for you. Yeah. Oh, wow. Look at this. There's an introspection that's needed, an enlightenment that's going to occur for you. And it's going to come very strong. And angelic realm's very pleased with this. There's a spirit here now, and they are excited and eager for you to get into this. This is a soul card. Soul. We have these soul cards coming up. So this is Addicts of My Life. This is a Grateful Dead card. So for those deadheads out there, this is the song Addicts of My Life. You can listen to that. You see the letters here. You are sitting up against your trunk here, thinking about all of these memories, all of these stories that have been read before, all of these lives that you've lived before, these lifetimes. And you're staring and you see this profound, beautiful heart glowing, floating in midair, glowing. And these yellow roses represent your connection to your inner child. It's coming. If you haven't been working with your inner child, or maybe you don't know that you have, but you have, but it is time to connect to your inner child. And they're preparing you. Spirit is preparing you now for this time. We have fire here, and there's this glow, this essence. So your ability to see, to have the light be shine, to have the light shine upon you and also within you. Okay, there's this, something is going to happen with you going inside. This isn't isolation, this is introspection. It's good for us to take a deep look into our soul, into how we interact with others, but how we treat ourselves. This is really important and key. Giving and receiving, knowing when it's time to give, knowing when it's time to receive. We can't always, there's times in our lives where it's important that we're receiving, because that's all we can do at that time. And that's when people step up and you're able to see and accept. So just as when you do this and you receive, it's important to know when you're done receiving to give back to someone else who is in need of this at that time. Okay, and also to understand from the perspective from where you go from actually needing someone to help you to actually being the helper. Okay, and breaking free from these thoughts, these illusions, these chains, whether they're yours or whether they're others that you picked up along the way. There's the projections that if without healthy boundaries and without staying in touch with your own self, you can carry the weight of others sometimes, and you're not intended to do that. That isn't wise, and it doesn't help you or the other person. You feel that way, but that's not actually how life works. It creates this masked feeling as if you are able to protect others from themselves. For one, there's this sense of worth, the self-worth that you have, to know your own self-worth and your value, which is going to be right here when you reach this introspection part and you go within. This is when you're going to learn how important it is to have healthy boundaries and how important it is to communicate what you will allow in your life and what you will not allow in your life. This isn't setting, boundaries don't set ultimatums with others. They don't tell people what to do. Boundaries are simply you saying what you will allow and what you will not allow. It's as simple as if you're speaking to someone in a heated conversation and your voices are raising and both voices are raising, and all of a sudden it becomes a yelling match. If you decide that you are not going to do this, and you decide, okay, I'm going to lower my voice now, and if you yell it one more time, I'm going to hang up the phone. Giving a warning and letting the person know that you're going to hang up if they continue yelling at you. And then doing so. Not just like immediately hanging up on someone or hanging up just because, or being so angry that you feel like they don't deserve your time. You just hang up on them. There's a sense of like you're speaking what you will allow and then standing by that. It's say grandma comes over for dinner every night at 7 and stays until 10 p.m. But the kids have to go to bed at, they need to start getting ready for bed right after dinner at 8. So instead of doing it through the week, you talk to grandma and you say, hey grandma, can we work out an arrangement to where I have to get the kids in bed I have to start them getting ready for bed at 8. So would you like to come on a weekend night? Or perhaps we can start and you come earlier Maybe you come at 5 o'clock, help prepare the dinner, and then we need you to leave by 8 so that we can get the kids to showered and in bed in time for school the next day. You know, work out an arrangement. Communication, understanding is the reason, and the solution. Understanding, because oftentimes it's when we don't understand others, or we don't understand things that people do or things that people say. When we don't understand it is where we have that cloudiness and that sense, that lack, that sense of like people are doing things purposely or being vindictive, but in reality, you don't really know. So you're placing judgment or blame or shame or guilt on others that you really don't know anything about. Or you're believing a story that someone else gave you, and it's not your story. You know, do you believe everything that you hear from others, or do you go inward in introspection and, you know, believe from your own gut? Allow your inner child, your higher self, to help guide you in this life? Or do you just believe any gossip, any words that you're hearing out on the streets? You just roll with it, or because, well, 7 other people, you know, they did, or 10 people jumped off the bridge, so I must need to jump off that bridge too if 10 people did it. You know, that kind of thing. Is it like you're following suit, or are you taking a stance for yourself and like, I hear you. I hear what you're saying, you know, and realizing that perhaps there's something else there with that, and knowing beyond what this is, what you've been told. You know, it's like being around others in a group setting, and someone gossiping about someone that you've never even met, and you really don't even know this person. They're not even there to defend themselves, and yet these people are just trash bashing. And so you have the ability to think of this in different ways. I mean, if you're with a group that you feel are your friends, then sure, you're thinking, oh wow, well, got to stay clear of this person. But ultimately, is this the right group of friends that you want to be in? Maybe perhaps that's, and not looking at it as right or wrong, but perhaps as more as like it just is. It is an environment of gossip, or is it an environment of authentic, true, sacred, ceremonial, spiritual living? You know, how do you want to live your life? Where do you want to put your energy and time? These are questions that are important to ask yourself at this time, and will come into play when you start. I mean, from this card to this card, both of these cards is a major transformation. Yeah, major transformation. And now we have the Two of Bears. Two of Bears, which is the Two of Pentacles. This shows balance, polarity, duality. Also something, look, we have the 8 again. There's something to do with the 8 that's very important. Something lasting forever. 8 is sacred to you. 8 also represents balance. You can turn it sideways, and not only does it look like a bow tie, but it also looks, or a 8-track, not the old school 8-track. I'm talking about the figure 8-track on a demolition derby or a race car track. But we have night and day. We have feminine, masculine. We have, yeah, we have this differences. There's this acceptance here of different, different beings, being able to be in environments where there is, this is going to allow you, going in is going to allow you to connect with others on a level that you haven't ever connected with them before. It's where you're going to be able to stand in your own independence, your own strength, your own self, while listening, actively listening to what they have to say. And then if it's something about someone you don't know, and you really aren't interested in listening to this because it's not really uplifting, it doesn't really pertain to you, or it's one of those, I wonder why they're sharing this with me kind of situations, then you know to just simply say, I don't know that person, or I'm not really interested in listening or talking about someone I don't know. How about we grab a bite to eat? Or, ask how was your work day? How did the doctor's appointment go? How was your cheerleading competition? How did your day go at the office, honey? Really just reeling it back to you and that person and what you have, what you want to share in the situation, in the conversation. Knowing what to communicate about and communicate to, who to speak with, who not to speak with. And none of it is right or wrong. It's just all about what you want and desire in your life. Maybe you actually really like gossip, and maybe perhaps that helps you thrive in your life. And in that case, you'll just introspect and you'll bring more of that into your life. But I'm not picking up that feeling or the vibe with the giving and the receiving, with the world card here, world anima mundi, knowing that this is everything, infinite, all everything, everywhere, all at once. And there's a record. So if you have the record that if you can listen to Addicts of My Life, and I was getting ready to say Ripple. That's not the song that is for this card, but it is on that same album. If you listen to that record today, this is looking like a record. There's also a desire to align your chakras. And this is going to help your communication with opposites. Whenever you're in situations that you're really not enjoying the conversation, you're going to be able to stand in your power more and kindly, compassionately, with a kind heart, say to the other person that you're not really interested, that it's not intriguing you, or I'm going to walk over here, I'm going to step over here. Sometimes you can just, if it's a surface level, you can really just walk away and leave a situation if you're just part of that group and it's something that isn't interesting you. It is things that we don't understand, sometimes we fear. And this is going to be important for you to go inside your soul and discover how you can communicate and ask questions instead of assumptions. Ask questions. This is going to help you overall when you're communicating with others that have different opinions than you, don't share the same views that you share, or are, again, just you're feeling uncomfortable being around them because of something that they're sharing that isn't related to you. You have no idea what it is. Maybe you know the person, but you don't know them that well. And so hearing someone talk about this is you're starting to feel uncomfortable because you're an empath. You do have a lot of feelings. You definitely have a lot of feelings, Gemini. So yeah, there is this connection, and this could actually be you connecting with your inner child, your inner child. Because think of it, think about it. Has your inner child been like the opposite of what you've lived your life? Perhaps. I mean, most of the time when we first connect to our inner child, there's a lot of fear, and it takes a lot of time to get the inner child to even want to connect to us, to allow us to have our gut instincts, our feeling, our inner wisdom, that high priestess and empress feeling and energy of like the knowing, that the emperor of being, having the ability to just tap into our inner self, to know whether something's right or wrong, not question it, no need to have regrets, because you know that at that time you made the decision that was meant and intended for you. And there is, again, when we started, there was like this ending and this beginning. And so there is still something ending and something new beginning. So this we have call upon Lakshmi and Ganesh, prosperity vibration. You are attracting health, wealth, and happiness. Look at that. You have this beautiful lotus signifying inner peace. It also shows strength, and how lotuses are grown out of the muckiest, muddy, murkiest water ever. And this beautiful lotus flower comes up. It is also said that we have a lotus flower within our heart at the time of we're born. And our goal is to have this lotus flower bloom completely before our death. Here on planet Earth. So there's already 6 petals that are open with our lotus flower in the beginning. 6 is also the number of love. It's also the Lover's card in tarot and in the major arcana, and it's also Gemini. Gemini, it's your card. Your card is the Lover's card in the major arcana. So all of this is for a reason, and we have Ganesh here, who is also the one that is a remover of obstacles. Right before I picked this card up, I said, what did I say? I said, yeah, there's something about it ending here and something new coming in. Ganesh is the remover of obstacles. So things that are in your way or in the way of your life purpose, your path that you are walking, that you're meant to walk, that you're really intended to live. Ganesh comes and takes that away. Takes that, removes those obstacles that are standing in your way, so that you can actually move forward with what you're intended to do. Let's see what we have here for trying to find. Okay, 82. We have all these numbers today. Please go ahead and subscribe to my channel, like the video. I also do inner child readings every day. Animal spirit, animal card, angel spirit, angel card, and animal spirit. Now I want to pull animal card for you, but maybe you just check out the one today that I post, and it will. I'm sure it will relate with you. But we do have an elephant here on this card. Have you seen elephants recently in dreams, on a TV show, somewhere, at a restaurant, perhaps? Yeah, and look at all these stars on Ganesh's trunk. Okay, so this is health, happiness, and joy. Good company, opportunities is all around you now. If you're working on a particular project at this time, know that this card brings confirmation that you are indeed on the right path and will soon enjoy the fruits of your labor. Spend extra time and energy on gratitude, for when you do, you magnetize more and more reasons to be grateful. This is that giving and receiving. This also eliminates the whole closed mind, the the lack of worth and value, and the mind being inundated with negative thought patterns. Lakshmi is the Hindu goddess of all forms of prosperity, fertility, fortune, well-being. They do incredible work. They're an incredible force of light and goodness. Call up on them if you need support and busting through some challenges. Yeah, for all of you that I've spoken to that resonate with the self-value, the self-worth, the introspection, the giving, the receiving, the decluttering of the thoughts that are holding you back, call upon Lakshmi and Ganesh to help you. They will support you in experiencing your infinite worth, okay? This is a message I have for you today. I hope you've enjoyed it. Be sure to carry that black stone. Get yourself an onyx or a tourmaline. Oh, there's so many other black stones in there. There's moldavite. Geez. Yeah, it's not coming to me, guys. But find yourself some, a black stone. There's jet. There's even lava. Tektite. Find yourself some sort of black stone or rock or crystal. Carry it with you. Keep it with you. And allow it to help ground you and help you transform your thought patterns, especially if they're outdated and not aligned with you anymore, okay? On the count of 3, I'm going to blow your candle out for you. Make sure you got your wish ready. Okay. 1, 2, 3. And as the smoke rises, may your dreams and wishes rise too. Have a cosmic day and tonight, meow.